Hey friends, good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for tuning in always. I'm Deborah and this is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to look at the energy for the day for you. I was thinking on my mug, there's grateful. Today I'm grateful for this channel. The energy has been a little emotional lately. We're picking up a lot intuitively on the more astral planes, the spiritual planes. All that means is it's more subtle energy. It's not anything crazy. It exists, right? But it's the things that we have to calm, quiet our heart, mind, and soul in order to pick up. And I feel this is pretty normal, right? We're in a new year now. We reflect on the past, we look to our future. It's very natural to do this time of year. It can also bring up a lot of resistance and frustration, blocks, obstacles, etc., especially when you're not really being aware, looking at learning your lesson. I'm not saying you specifically, I'm just saying one in general, right? Like, we all have places we avoid looking at things, but if we're not doing the work, it's going to just make it that much more arduous, essentially more annoying, frustrating. It's resistance, it's limitation. If you think about it in that regard of constriction, limitation, it constricts the flow, right? If you think of a tube, air flowing through the tube, like when we try to hold on or avoid or reject, it just, it sucks it up, right? It becomes so tight. How can anything pass through? No puns intended on any of those analogies, but literally, so the goal is to be open, to be aware, to look and see at what's going on in our environment and make adjustments accordingly. Also, we'll do an energy cleansing just to remove anything that's unwanted, blocks, obstacles, mentality, habit, pattern, etc., that we just are ready to let go of. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release all the things that do not serve our highest and best energy. All the bullshit from the past. So we actually carry the past, our energetic weight, on our back body. That's why we often have shoulder, lower back problems. We dump all of our weight in our butt, right? It's our caboose. That's where we kind of put things that we don't want to deal with, our hips, our butt, that area. It's all surrounding our empowerment and what we want to bring into this world, what we want to birth into this world, that sacral and solar plexus chakra. And when those aren't working, or we have a way to either self-protect, we put a lot of stress on ourselves, etc., it really makes it hard to move through. And I feel why I'm talking about this is because I do feel this energy coming up a little bit for us today. The moon, like I said, it's bringing up a lot of emotions. The moon moves through each sign every 2.5 days, so it's quicker energies. It's in Libra today, and it's conjunct with our South Node. So South Node is kind of like the past. It's the stuff that we bring into this world. It's our karmas, the things that haven't really gotten worked out. And it's in Libra. Libra is about partnership, and that can, when it comes to, it doesn't have to just be romantic. It's friends, it's family, it's people we love who are close to our heart, etc. Anytime we have something going on with them that can be, we're just not feeling settled, we're not feeling right about it, all that stuff is getting stirred up because it feels counterintuitive to our path of abundance. We naturally want everyone we love to be at our side, right? Sometimes we have to go in and evaluate and say, is this person serving me as I move forward? Or is it toxic? Is it unhealthy? Is it blocking me from my best sense of self, my best life, my happiness, my fulfillment. And it's hard when we have to admit that people closest to us, i.e. family, lovers, friends, community, it's really a big ass pill to swallow when we have to admit that they are in fact hindering our journey forward. And there's been a lot of those messages over the past month or so, especially as we move into 2024. A lot of planets were in retrograde last year. So now we're kind of adjusting to the energy at hand. And like I talked about yesterday, there still is a little bit of cleanup that is happening for us astrologically. So we really have to tap into this magician energy. The magician energy is about working with those subtler layers that I was talking about. Using your intuition as guidance. If you're picking something up, dreaming about something all the time, you just get a feeling about a person or what they're saying to you, etc. Really listen to that and take note of it. Yes, you can keep it open for deliberation, right? You don't have to make a decision right off the bat unless, like, you know, they're blatantly lying to you or something like that. Hopefully not. But all I'm trying to say, use that energy for you. This is time. This came out yesterday too. I think actually both these cards did, guys. Yeah, it's time to separate ourselves. It's time to be an individual. It's time to invest in yourself. January is a really good energy to do that. We are in Capricorn season. Capricorn is all about working on our success, our career, our achievements, the way we show up to our environment, our daily world. Are we participating in a way that makes us feel like, yeah, I'm dope, you know? And that's because that's how we should be. I mean, you know, life is hard. I know there's a lot of things that go on. But when we get sucked into the emotion, the feeling, what didn't go our way, 5 of Cups energy, 7 of Cups energy, all that water, it basically is keeping us stuck in the past. Even if we have moved, quote unquote, moved on, we don't talk to those people anymore, whatever. It still keeps us tied to energetically to whatever that is. And all that does is block from us, from our life, what we're working to bring in. Sensations. This is about tapping into those. I love just how the messages come up very intuitively. I mean, I guess that's like what the tarot is all about. But, you know, just that idea of the subtler layers. So we really have to slow ourselves down when we're trying to tap into the emotional, energetic, spiritual body, however you want to say it. The astral body, there's a bajillion names for it. Look it up. You know, see what fits for you. Essentially, it's just the more subtler layers of our being. Everything vibrates at its root level. Look up quantum physics if you want more details around that. And being able to tap into our intuition, pick up those underlying messages, etc. It is about calming the F down, right? Like, stop stressing out so much, stop having a million things, distractions, etc. And that's so hard this time, or modern day period. This time of year. No, like this century. Okay, strength popped out because, you know, I don't know, like, I'm not a huge, like, TV screen person, and I still feel like I do a lot, right? Like, I don't know, my mom only allowed us like 30 minutes of TV growing up, so a day or whatever. And so, like, you know, that's just kind of, but it's so easy to go down those endless scrolling, you know, video after video, whatever it may be for you. And that's where Spirit's really asking you to remain focused. That message has been coming through a lot. I feel like it was coming through this morning as well. This is empowering yourself on the deepest level possible. I love this energy, the seeker. It is pushing beyond your own limitations, really fighting for yourself, for what you want, what you dream, you envision in your life, and not being afraid to go after it. We put a lot of our own limitations in front of us, whether that's habits, pattern we choose, the way we think, the way we feel, or the people that we put in our life, the people that we agree to have in our life. They can be just as much blocks. And yeah, a lot of it comes out of our own mirroring, our wounding. That is where the strength card, double confirmation, is coming through today. Because I think, here's the thing, right? In life, doing work, making changes, it is hard work. It's not necessarily easy. We do have to look at things that aren't as fun or shameful, embarrassing, heartbreaking, but we still have to keep pushing forward. We don't want to get sucked down into that. When we do, we limit ourselves, and we can hold on to something for as long as we want. That's totally cool. But then you wake up 3, 5, 10 years down the road and you're like, oh shit, why did I choose that? It's better to do it now, is what Spirit's saying. I feel like this is a time, and I've heard even through other readers on YouTube, etc., this really is the time to put in the work and the energy. We are transitioning to a new cycle, a new, new timeline, so to speak, right? Things are speeding up. Subtle energy is more fast. It is more refined. That's why it takes our physical being to calm down and quiet itself in order to tune into that vibration. So the more we do the work, the better it's going to feel. It might not feel great lately. It might not feel great in terms of how we wish. The moon today is in opposition to the North Node and Chiron, which are both around healing, growth, evolution, pushing forward. Like, you got this, It was interesting. I was thinking, have you heard that concept about how people think that the world we live in is a simulation? 222 was on the clock, so partnership, right? There's our magician confirmation. And I was thinking about that this morning, and I was like, what if this really is just a game? And I'm not a game person. Like, even in relationships, I just like it to be like clear cut and straightforward, because then I know what I'm working with. If I have to strategize, it's like, I don't know, I always lose because I'm too, gullible, whatever. I don't really care about like trying to control other people, right? So I was thinking about this, and as I was thinking this, I was like, well, I'm screwed because I hate playing games, and I don't want to have to sit there and think of what the next move is, right? I want to actually just like live my life in this free, fluid, happy way. And I think that Spirit is saying that we can have that thing. We can have that happiness and fulfillment without all the work, but we do have to press forward. 1333. So on the clock, we need to plug into community. We need to plug into people who are going to support us, are going to help us on our journey. I know that there was this message of individuation, kind of taking your own path, which I think is important in terms of tuning in, right? But in order to get the work done, then we have to keep pushing forward with this 3 energy. And especially in the places that we are holding on to extra grief, sadness, pain, loss. I know those aren't easy energies. Mars is still square to Neptune, so there is this kind of like residual you know, like it's like we don't want to let go is a good way I can say it. Or even if cognitively we want to let go, there's something that keeps pulling us back in. This is what I was talking about, that energetic courting. Also, even just like our own, you know, wounding, triggering, like, you know, someone says something and we immediately take it personally, or like, oh, they're talking about me, you know, or like whatever we think. So this is about like being really careful not to repeat old patterns and habits, and being really conscious of that. Because what I'm hearing for you is there's this domino effect, right? It starts with one thought. Well, maybe I was wrong. Well, maybe they're right. Well, maybe I shouldn't have done it that way, etc. And then it spirals down there. And then we get to this place where all of a sudden we convince ourselves to be subservient to what we don't want. And this Spirit's basically saying that, like, you have the power. You're in this amazing direction. Keep pushing forward. Obviously, don't let the past pull you back, etc. But still honor yourself. Still allow yourself to tap into those deeper knowings. Don't let the grief, the pain overwhelm you. And here's the thing with sword energy. So sword governs our intellect. Sometimes manifesting is as simple as saying, you know what, I don't want to think that right now, and moving on to something else. And that might sound easier said than done. However, when we have awareness, when we're cognizant of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what's going on around us, it makes it way easier to not plug into that energy. And that honestly is the act of strength and courage right there, because it's so easy to blame, well, so-and-so did this to me and whatever, so I deserve, I'm justified. But just be careful with that energy, because the more we justify it, the easier it is to get stuck there. Spirit is asking you to also take some time to rest. I think you need to rest. I think you need to like reset your mind a little bit, have more clarity around what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So then you better have, like, I don't know, you feel a little bit more confident moving forward is what I'm hearing. I think that that's kind of where you're blocking yourself right now. Okay, 7 of Swords energy. We've been getting this a lot lately. Just someone sneaking in the background. Thank you, but no thank you. Not interested. That's what I keep saying. 7 of Swords is someone who just like can't be an adult, can't have a conversation with the, you know, so I don't know. I do think that there is this energy of a lot of eyes on you. People, especially people you've walked away from, they're trying to figure out what the F is going on with you. I do think there is, you know, as a collective, as a whole, we all are trying to move forward, trying to heal at our own pace. But I think that's also a good reminder, is remember to really kind of dial into where people are at. Because if they have to approach the situation from this like kind of, I don't really want to divulge, or like, I'm going to try to feel this out, see what you think before we have to have the hard conversation. I don't know. I think that's a little bogus in my opinion, because I think it's a lot about like just being an adult. Obviously, as I mentioned earlier, I like things to just be out on the table. So maybe that will hinder me in life as I move forward. I don't know. I'll let you you know in like 5 years. But that's how it works for me, and a lot of people like don't. People, like, I think we get, as humans, we get so afraid, and I'm guilty of this too. I'm not saying like, because most people don't like it if, you know, you're too in their face or say something that they don't want to talk about, right? Like, we get shamed, we get embarrassed, we kind of want to put on this pretense that everything everything is fine, well, and good. When in reality, we could be crumbling inside, right? And that's where it's really important to give ourselves empathy, understanding, and also practice, right? Not everything has to be done overnight. Give yourself some grace as you're moving through. If you see yourself doing something that you're not proud of, you're talking to someone, you're whatever, just say like, just give yourself, it's okay, right? Like maybe you get a hall pass on that one. Maybe you don't have to berate yourself. Continue to keep putting in the work. That is where that strength component comes in. Strength is the card of, yeah, there's hard work in front of you, but you're also strong enough to do it, which it's actually one of my favorite messages. It's ruled by Leo. And remember, Leo really likes having their light shine. They like being front and center, regardless of whether they're introvert, extrovert, etc. It's the energy of Leo. And when we put in the hard work, there's so much satisfaction, gratification that comes on the other side when those things are coming in. And they are. Like you can feel the energy. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but it is all coming in. And that's where Spirit really wants us to stay vigilant, open to the flow, not be afraid of even the more difficult things that pop up. Life is diverse. It's not a neat, tidy package, no matter how healthy or quote unquote, like good of a job we're doing at the game, the game of life, the simulation. It's, just allowing the transformation to happen. Anytime we go from one cycle to the next, it is that concept of the butterfly. It takes time. We're learning, we're growing through the challenging experiences, and then we have to take those and kind of integrate them into our being, into a new way of living, and then start actually implementing them, right? Start actually putting the things into practice and honoring ourselves through it. One more card, and then we'll close it off for the day. All right. Yay to Thursday. Thursday's all about Jupiter. Ooh, I picked it up. I don't really read reversals because I think there's enough things to say whether it's a negative or positive energy. Obviously, as we're seeing, it's growth. It's you reestablishing yourself in this new life cycle, feeling a little more confident and comfortable in this new vibration, especially as you are calling in your abundance. I think that there's a lot of exciting energy, like I said, to 2024. It's a great year of regrounding, being more self-assured in the goals and dreams we have for ourselves. And then putting those plans into action, making something happen. Jupiter is a great energy in order to enhance that. It just went direct. It's in Taurus. So it's all about working with what we have in front of us and making gold, right? It's like that concept of when you can take one thing, you have nothing in your kitchen, nothing in your fridge, in your pantry, and yet you can go in there and still make a beautiful meal. It's that concept. Really kind of maximize, because there is so much abundance around us. And when we are not afraid to do the work, Chiron and the North Node are in Aries, mind you. I should have tagged that on earlier, but it's all about putting the investment into ourselves right now. We're going to be really happy with where things end up. Right now, it's just annoying liminal space, having trust, having faith, doing the due diligence, taking care of yourself, etc. Taking time for yourself, really feeding into self-love, self-care practices today is going to definitely heighten the way you can sense in, tune in I'm going to do it as it is. Yeah. Tune into those energy cycles that Spirit's really asking you to dive into more. All right. I hope that helps. I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for tuning in always. It's such a blessing to my heart, my mind, and soul to read for you. All right. I hope you have a fabulous Thursday. Did I say Wednesday? Probably. All right. I don't know where I am half the time. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'll see you later. Have a good one. Bye.